Hey everybody, welcome to Mammoth Interactive's YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank you for watching this video. And remember that this channel doesn't do Patreon. Instead, we sell our digital courses down below. And every single dollar that we get from the products you buy below goes into making more content. The best way to help out this channel and Mammoth Interactive is to subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. Get thousands of hours and hundreds of courses for a low price down below. We have a monthly option and a yearly option. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the video.
Okay, in this video, we're just going to go ahead and build a simple sword. We're just going to go ahead and delete the lights and cameras for our scene since we don't need this right now. And I am just going to go ahead, going to half this object to make it easier for us to make elongated sort of blade-like structures. Before we do anything, I'm going to put this above the grid. Let's go into snap mode, shift tab, and I'm going to move this, click G, move it on the Z axis. And you guys just going to go turn on the sort of move gizmo as well, so it makes it easier for us to select the different axes of the move option. Let's go right click, set origin down to 3D cursor, and I am going to make a cut, I guess, on the X axis here. So in edit mode, Control R, throw in a center edge loop right there, but it's double clicking and deleting this half now. I grab the face over here, delete faces, go into object mode, and I'm just going to select a modifier, which is the mirror modifier. Let's go into the Y axis, turn off X. This way, when we go into edit mode, just have to work on one side. Now, simple sort of creation for our blade is the blade itself. All I have to do is just get half of our little cube, scale it on the Z axis, and I guess we can go even more. I'm going to go into the side mode, or this is more like the front mode because we made a cut over here. Let's go scale this on the Z axis to say about like this long. Oh, depends on how long you want your blade to be. We can extend it later on. I'm going to go scale it on the Y axis, thin it down, and well, like roughly around here seems pretty good. I'm going to go into the side view now. I'm going to go and pull the vertex point of the bottom, or I guess the right side over here. I'm going to go to vertex. Oh, got to make sure I'm in edit mode. Let's go back into Control 3 or Control 1 for vertex. I'm going to go back to the side view right here. Let's go into wireframe so I can select all the objects right there. And let's just move it, shift it down, and make it into a katana-like point. I guess things like this seems pretty good. And I am going to grab the top faces right here, and we're just going to go ahead and extrude this on the Z axis. Yes, about like this much would be good. And I am going to grab the side faces here. We're going to extrude them out. So what this does is basically we sort of separate the center section of the blade. We have the outer sort of blade itself, or outer edge. That way when we sort of mess around with the entire structure, it's not going to affect that much in the internal structure right here. So we actually have a foundation for our blade. Just going to extrude this forwards, and we'll need to, well, delete this structure right here so that we can merge this area into a proper loop. We could have extruded outwards from those two faces, but I think it's easier to just sort of extrude them like so. And I'm just going to collapse this face right here. Actually, let's go delete face, grab the edge loop here, and we are going to grab this piece right here. Let's go right click, merge vertices to last, and I'm going to go back into solids so I can see things a little bit better. Let's grab this portion, shift R, repeat the action. There you go. We have a fairly proper looking blade. And this is sort of just like the sword tip right here. We can pretty much shrink the whole blade or blade edge area inwards to create this nice looking edge, like so. Just collapse this in. I'm gonna make sure that we have clipping on, so that when we do collapse things, they stick together. And as you can see right here, we've combined this whole edge together. Go into solid mode, and you'll see that we have created this nice edge looking flow, or this structure right here. If we do, or if we want to sort of create additional edge loops right here to build up this nice little structure right here, a little bit curved area right here. We might have some interfaces that are still like, I guess, connected, or some of the vertexes are merged. We have like extra faces. Let's go into Control 3 and check things out. As you can see, there is an internal face. Actually, I don't think that is an internal face. Okay, there is an internal face right here. We'll probably need to delete that structure so it doesn't affect the rest of our blade. Just gonna grab these portions, and we can just delete face. Ooh, I deleted everything right there. Probably need to sort of merge the vertices so that it doesn't affect those other structures right there. Just select all these pieces, right click, merge by distance. 4 vertices have been deleted, which means we can probably delete those interfaces right there. And make sure to select them right there. Let's go into top view. Gonna go into face mode. Well, we're currently in face mode. Gonna deselect the selection. Grab the inner central face. Delete face. As you can see, we have a clean internal structure that isn't affected by anything right here. So we go into solid mode now. We go into the top edge. If we move this upwards, as you can see, there isn't that weird looking area that's affecting the blade tip. And yeah, this is sort of the start of our blade right here. Now I can probably add in more edge loops to give this blade I guess a better curved flow right here. But it's going to create all sorts of these extra edge loops right here. So I think it's better if we just add in an edge loop here, connect all of these points to that sort of center edge right here, so that the flow only is affected by this sort of top triangular sort of structure right here. So I guess we can add in more edge loops to make this look a lot more smooth right here. Go into wireframe, can grab these points. I just move this, click G, not too much. Control R, grab the edge loops. That's a little bit too much right there. Okay, seems pretty good. And grab these edge loops and just form bevels. Control B, and just bevel that. And as you can see, it's a lot smoother. And at some points, again, we can probably sort of shift them over to make them a little bit more, I guess, curved, a lot more curved. But we'll probably need to throw in that sort of connection point right here before we do anything. It's going to add in like an edge loop right here. Let's actually grab back into solid mode, and I'm going to go into edit mode. We'll throw in those edge loops. Let's go Control R and just slide this up to the top and scale on the Z-axis. Just flatten this down. I'm going to move this onto the structure itself. Or actually, you know what? I'm just going to delete that edge loop right here. I'm going to grab all these vertex points from down here. So right click, merge to center. This way, we can just simply grab this, sort of like put them up here. Or we can just cut them all together, so merge it to this singular point. Let's go into vertex snap. I'm going to snap it to this angle right here. Let's go click on K. I'm going to cut this point to this point, and let's cut it to, I guess, whatever section right here. Click enter, and we can just go to the side, wireframe, move these vertex points, snap them together, and there you go. Proper height right here. And I'm just going to grab this end point right here, grab it to the section right here, double click A, or just click A once, right click, merge verticals by distance. One vertices has been removed, which is this section right here, and we can just delete this whole all these edges right here. I'm just going to go into edge mode. Let's go back into solids. Let's grab these vertices right here. Or actually, I think it's easier if I just delete the faces right here. Let's go into face mode. Just going to delete all these faces. Make sure to deselect that. Grab the faces, delete face. And now we have sort of just the scaffolding of the faces right here. Click F, fill that in, and there you go. Ooh, okay. We probably should undo that. Selected this whole section down here as well. Just gonna fill just this portion right here. Then grab this bottom edge, fill it out, and there you go. We have a perfectly straight looking blade with a kind of jank blade tip right now, but don't worry about that. We'll just fix it up. So spread even these edges. Double click G, and like these points right here, we can probably scatter them out a little bit. We can fix them up later on. Probably get this piece right here. We can reduce the amount of edge loops. Oops, let's not do that. Slightly reduce them, kind of fix them up a little bit later on. I think something like this seems pretty good. But yeah, there you go. We have a fairly decent looking edge. Just need to go into the side, wireframe, fix up the angles, double click G. I guess these guys can probably shift them down. It's all by sort of your own sight, how you see these angles, how natural they sort of flow. You can change things up a little bit here and there. And this piece, I'm just going to grab this, double click G, slightly slide it, I guess upwards right here. There are still some little weird angles here and there. I think pull this out, go back into solids, check it out. Yeah, it seems pretty decent. Again, if you want to make this look a lot smoother, you can probably just fix up the section right here, add in more edge loops, make the weird ridges disappear just slightly. I feel like this point's a little bit too tall. Let's go to the side, slightly drop this a little bit. Check it out. There you go. Now, the internal sort of fan right here can probably fix it up as well to make it sort of match this angle, make it a little bit more even or evenly spread between these sections, so it looks actually more natural. But yeah, there you go. We have a blade, or the sort of blade tip, and we can add in the other details into it later on. But for now, let's take a short break and come back to this later. Okay, we're back again with our blade, or katana blade. Now, we can just add in some length to our object right here. And then we can add in the sort of hilt and hand guard. As you can see right here, we can just simply scale this on the z-axis. If you look even closely, you'll notice that the blade tip has been slightly stretched out. If you go into the edit mode, you'll notice that the whole section has been pulled up. Now, the thing is, we can undo this and look at how our blade is structured. Now, in our blade tip right here, we've made it so that the curve at the end has been compressed downwards. We gave it a proper sort of rounding right here, and with that, it kind of gives us more leeway when we stretch it out. It still retains that like slight curve, but adds in a nice stretch of the whole structure, giving it a nice sharpness at the end that kind of stretches outwards. But if you want to keep the sort of rounded edge, I'm just going to undo it again. We can duplicate this, move this on the x-axis like so. And we can just simply go into edit mode right here. Grab all these vertexes and just scale this upwards instead. Make sure to select everything. I'm going to go into the wireframe mode too, so I can grab everything here. Just pull this out, and you can use that as a sort of separate blade, sort of just I guess a short tipped blade. I'm just going to grab this object here and I'm going to throw it into a different collection. Let's call this, I guess, short round blade. Grab that mesh, dump it in there, and we can just hide it for now. For this piece right here, I'm just gonna scale this up slightly, and then do that same process of grabbing the end, because this sort of size right here, this nice sort of elongated edge, or the elongated tip, I'm just gonna keep that at this sort of length. I'm gonna grab this, pull our blade out, and there you go, we have the end blade. Just gonna scale this on the x-axis slightly, not too much, and gonna slightly pull this to the side right here. Right click, set origin to the 3D cursor again. It's a little bit more at the center right there. Seems better. And we can just go ahead and create sort of the hilt section. I'm just going to go ahead, Shift A, create mesh. Let's go with a nice cylindrical structure right here. I guess the default 32 vertices is decent. I keep that instead. I'm going to move this up above the grid and make sure that it is in increments so things actually snap to the grid right here. Let's go right click, set origin 3D cursor, scale this, Shift Z, scale about like, I don't know, this far out. It's a little bit big right there. Let's scale on the Z axis and scale Shift Z, maybe just slightly like this. I'm gonna make sure to sort of elongate this, make this a little bit more of a oval-like shape. I'm just going to go into edit mode. Let's go into face mode. I'm going to select the top and bottom of the faces of the cylinder right here. Delete the face. And we're going to delete everything but quarter. Actually, I'm going to undo that. Let's just go Command Z. I'm going to leave those faces. And I'm going to go Control R. Add in center edge loops right here, and we are just going to go ahead. Let's go into face mode, grab the bottom half, delete face, delete this face as well, and Let's throw in another mirror modifier on this object right here. And I'm thinking of grabbing the top and bottom sections right here. Oh, right. Because our object is centered around here, can't really sort of mirror that section right there. We'll need to reset the portion right here of the center to the center of this object. So I'm just going to go origin, or actually let's go into a side view right here. Grab this piece, push it down roughly around that point right there. And let's just see how tall this thing is. 0.3. Let's go like, yeah, 0.3. And now that's an even number, or even-er number. It's easier for us to kind of move. Let's go minus 0.3. Right click, set origin 3D cursor. Go back into modifiers. And let's turn on the mirror Z. There you go. And I am just going to go ahead and grab the top face right here. You know what? This blade right here is kind of bothering me. I'm just going to move this. Let's turn off that portion. The cylinder right here. I'm going to go grab this top face and right click, poke face. This way it's easier for me to divide right here. Let's go into the top view. Let's grab all these faces here and these ones as well. Try to hold shift. Grab these faces, delete face. We have X on, we need Y on as well. And as you can see right here, we can just simply go ahead, grab the side face right here, turn on proportional editing, and just drag this whole section in. And then make sure to increase the size so that it isn't just dragging that one corner. I think something about this shape kind of matches what we're looking for. Let's go into the base blade or katana blade. Sharp. Let's rename this sharp katana blade. And I'm going to put this into this right here. Let's call this the hand guard. And as you can see, kind of fits fairly well. Probably need to detail this thing up right now, but since we're just doing the base blocking of our objects, we don't have to worry too much about it. We're just going to go ahead and build a sort of rounded structure for the handle for our sort of sword right here. Let's go Shift A, create mesh. I'm going to use a basic cube, and let's push the origin down here, or the cube itself down to the bottom. Set 3D cursor, and let's go back into the side, check out, zoom out, and sort of gauge how long the blade is. Around what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes in length. You can probably go for like a 1.5 length hilt right here. Let's go scale Z, and I guess somewhere like here seems fairly decent. And that seems pretty good. We'll just need to go to the front view right here. As you can see, our blade is, well, it's this thin right here. The handle itself should probably be around the same width as the blade right here. Well, not the same, but similar, to the point where it's close. I guess maybe 70% thinner right here. So we're just going to scale this on the x-axis, or not x, the y-axis, generally around like down here. slightly larger, so that if you think about it, the blade is actually housed inside the handle itself, so it should fit quite snugly, but enough that your hand can actually hold the handle right here. Should also be smoothed up, so probably need to add in a few edge loops. Just gonna go into edge mode. Let's grab these outer edges. Control B to bevel them like so. And there you go. We have a nice little handle structure. Need to be further detailed. And I'm just gonna cap off the bottom of the face right here. Let's grab this piece right here. Just gonna go Shift F so I can focus just on the little structure right here. Just gonna extrude downwards on the Z-axis, and I'm gonna clean up the bottom face right here by just connecting these structures right here. I can sort of make it so that it flows downwards. Let's go half this object right here. Now, because the object is a sort of an end-gon, or the end faces are end-gons, it doesn't really flow through, so creating edges, or the center edge loop, you'll need to sort of build it like this. I'm just going to go ahead and delete. Let's go into the front or side view right here and delete half of this object. Let's go into face, grab half of the object, delete those faces. It'll still have the top and bottom faces because there is no sort of center right there on these two faces. I'll delete those, and we're going to go in, throw in a modifier, a mirror modifier, turn on clipping, and we can just work on sort of connecting a proper or more proper structure for this end blade section. I'm going to go into vertex mode. Let's grab these vertexes and let's just merge on the, I guess, center would be good. Now I can do the same thing to this back end as well. Let's just Shift R, and we don't need this face right here. Actually, in fact, this face is, you can just grab this and sort of merge it over here. Just gonna grab those pieces, Shift R. We're gonna merge it at the last point. Sort of cap this off, Shift R, and slightly off right here, as you can see the sort of edge loop. But if I go into side view, you can actually see it being perfectly mirrored. But just in case, I'm just gonna erase, let's say, half of this. Let's go into face mode, grab the half of this face right here, click L, select that island, delete face. Let's go into Y-axis, turn that on. Okay, seems pretty good. I'm gonna slightly fix up some points. Right here, it's a little bit sharpened, so I'm just gonna bring this down a little. We can add in another edge loop here to smooth it down, like how we did on the blade tip. I am just gonna go ahead, turn off proportional editing, and drag this down slightly. Let's add in an edge loop over here. Just going to edge mode. Go down here, pull this down, Control R, just drag this down, add in edge loop over here, scale it on the Z-axis. So it sort of flattens that section. And I guess if we want to add in edge loops to smooth down the bottom, we can just go ahead and connect all those points to one of these sections right here. I'm thinking of capping them off. Let's just move down to this point right here. I'm just gonna add like 2 more edge loops right here and here. Let's grab these points, grab this last, right click, merge to last. This way we can just go ahead, grab the edge loops over here, grab these, dissolve edges, and it should not affect anything else. Okay, there you go. And then we can just go ahead and fix up this portion. Let's go into vertex mode, grab these bottom edges, slightly hold this portion down, and then smooth out. Let's maybe grab these, double click G, slightly slide them outwards so it's all fanned out, looking fairly decent. And yeah, there you go. We have sort of the bottom hilt section. We can, I guess, smooth the outer edge as well a little bit more again. Let's grab this portion and just sort of drag it inwards like so. And there you go. A fairly decent looking handle section. Let's go into solids, or I should turn off the wireframe sort of x-ray mode so the thing doesn't look that transparent. Zoom out. As you can see, we have a fairly decent looking blade, but it is still just decent. We haven't added in the additional details to this to make it look nice, like, you know, curving the blade, maybe adding in some of the stitching, not stitching, the wrapping on the handle, and also the intricate design of the handguard right here. But yeah, there you go. This is just a slight, simple blocking of the object itself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this course. If you want to watch the rest of the course, the link is down below. Not only will you get the access to this course, but you'll get access to a lot of other courses in a huge bundle, and it's on sale today. So buy it before the sale ends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.